The amount of DLC that could be added into the Life by You series seems endless, or at least to me it does based on what we know about Life by You so far. Today I want to cover some more expansion packs that I would like to see added into the Life by You franchise, and admittedly, this may be one of my last videos of this kind on this topic, as I think I'm out of ideas at this point. But don't worry, I think I'm ending off on a high note with some of these ideas. So let's talk about them. My name is Michael and welcome back to Sovereign Gaming. I'm going to start off this video by making a controversial statement. I could never really get into Pets gameplay. From playing The Sims 1 all up until The Sims 3, the Pets expansion pack was the one I least looked forward to because I simply just don't play with pets in The Sims. It's not that I don't like pets, in fact I have 2 cats who supervise my work as I'm speaking right now. I just don't think that the autonomous behaviors of pets was ever something that was designed correctly so that I didn't feel like I was babysitting them. Now just because pet gameplay is not my cup of tea, it doesn't mean that I can't advocate for a good quality expansion pack and for other players who love playing with pets and animals. In fact, I have a tremendous amount of respect for pets-themed expansion packs. And yes, I also feel that a life simulation franchise wouldn't be complete without including some kind of interpretation of pets, and in The Sims 4's case, several interpretations. If you want my honest opinion, I think that the game that executed a pets expansion pack the best was The Sims 3. They not only gave us cats and dogs, but they also gave us horses, lizards, birds, and rodents, and even more, I think, within one expansion pack, and it was well done. Now, what I think would have made The Sims 3 expansion pack next level would have been if they had included some of the premium content that they have in The Sims 3 store, such as the Milking It Dairy Corral, the chicken coop, and the tractor. Now, with EA separating these items into their own isolated DLC downloads on the store is a whole other video, but I just wanted to point that out because it feeds into what my suggestion would be for the Life by You's interpretation of pets for when the time comes. I also want to briefly touch upon The Sims 4's interpretations of pets as well, and I guess also horses and cottage living. Listen, I'm not getting into the obvious corporate decision as to why they separated these expansion packs or game packs or whatever and ended up giving players less, arguably, than what the previous franchise offered, as that would be a whole other video, but they did have some decent ideas on how to package it up, even though my opinion is that they just upcycled some Sims 3 content and diluted the experience. Again, that would be a different video. I think it is very obvious what I am suggesting for Life by You's interpretation of pets, and that would be to interpret it as a farming expansion pack that includes everything that The Sims 3 and Sims 4 offered with their various inclusions of animals, all packaged up and using farming as the backdrop. I would actually think that this would be almost necessary for Life by You to interpret pets as a farming expansion pack, because it would make things simpler to have a complete animal interpretation set of game mechanics isolated within a single expansion pack. This would help to minimize how many updates you would need to correlate the Pets expansion pack features for future franchise developments. For example, if I remember correctly, in The Sims 3, virtually none of the pets or small creature spawners were affected by seasons and weather. You could have stray animals survive pretty brutal conditions because they were left untouched by the developers as the franchise evolved. Granted, this was the case for the premium content as well. Now, I don't know what it has been like regarding the Sims 4 franchise evolving beyond the Cats and Dogs expansion pack, but I imagine that if they left all of the Sims 3 animals unchanged as the franchise evolved, then I would imagine the same thing for Cats and Dogs would apply and beyond that for the Sims 4. For example, I don't imagine that cats and dogs can interact with horses or goats. Comment below if that's the case or not. I haven't done that kind of research, so feel free to sound off there. Anyways, back to Life by You. With its ability to allow us to customize anything, or so it seems, I think that the number one tool that would be needed in this franchise's interpretation of a Pets expansion pack would be to allow players to use an animal creator tool of some kind. Within The Sims 4's franchise, they gave players now cats, dogs, horses, cows, chickens, llamas, goats, and some other small creatures like rabbits. And I think that Life by You should concentrate all animals and creatures within a single expansion pack, ensuring that they can at least all interact with each other, and isolate the technical elements within one expansion pack, which would make it easier for developers to update as the Life by You franchise evolves. And to me, a farming expansion pack would make the most sense, as all of these animals, I guess they could all live on a farm. I also like the idea of having veterinary clinics, animal grooming salons, and horse shows in the game as well, since we have played with these features before and players seem to enjoy them. It's just that we'll need to have a world large enough to be able to handle these features and more, which is why world building will continue to be a very strong aspect of gameplay, in my opinion, when Life by You releases and goes beyond. Additionally, I also think that adding in an agricultural system of some sort would give players that don't particularly enjoy playing with pets, like me, some gameplay that goes beyond focusing on the animals. I mean, since there is real alcohol in Life by You, I think that being able to grow your own vineyards and have your own wineries would be awesome amongst running your own farm alive with animals and all that. And the industry that follows everything that goes into agricultural production and distribution would be yet another way that Life by You could really take a pet's interpretation to the next level. The next expansion pack that I would really like to see in the Life by You franchise would be an expansion pack focused on entertainment, music, fashion, and of course, fame and celebrity. When it comes to prior interpretations of fame and celebrity, I actually think that each Sims franchise got it right in its own way, and that for Life by You, we really need to see a more amalgamated combination of ideas. For example, in The Sims 1, I love the interactive careers for each of the fashion, acting, and music fame careers. It was also relatively challenging to play and climb the fame ladder in The Sims 1, but it was interactive gameplay that really made The Sims 1 Superstar and the franchise come to life, or at least for me it did. And it got a pretty awesome soundtrack too. The Sims 2 never had an expansion pack with celebrities and fame. I guess the show business career would count that came with university, but you could never actually get famous, so I don't count it here. And The Sims 3's interpretation of fame is actually kind of controversial. Some love it, others hate how easy it is to get famous, which I do agree with. It was originally introduced in Late Night, and I actually don't think that the fame system was terrible per se, but this kind of gameplay felt more like an afterthought. In my opinion, the fame system and the acting career in The Sims 3 Late Night should have been saved for the Showtime expansion pack, which feels like it would be more suited for that kind of gameplay. And when it came to The Sims 4's Get Famous expansion pack, I really like that they decided to include online influencers into the mix, since that is the reality in this day and age. I also like the concepts of introducing perks and quirks associated with being famous. Now, I only like the concept, not necessarily the execution. And I also liked that the acting career was interactive again, which we were missing in The Sims 3. For Life by You's interpretation of fame, I would like to see them focus on developing and really diving into the entertainment industry and exploring careers that can lead to fame and other career paths that don't. Immediately, I think of careers in entertainment such as music, acting, fashion design, and also internet influencers. However, I also think that there's an opportunity to really bring the entertainment industry to life by offering alternative career paths that don't typically lead to fame. And these careers could really involve video editing, maybe music band members, music score composers like we had in The Sims 3, talent agents, or even something like a publicist could be cool to include alongside those other careers. Furthermore, I would also like to have the ability to control a fame perks and quirks tree like in The Sims 4, where we can customize it to our own liking and to our own playstyles. The last expansion pack that I would like to have in the Life by You franchise would be a university expansion pack. I feel like in the past, it also had some decent interpretations by The Sims. I definitely think that when it comes to both the concept and execution of a university expansion pack, that the best interpretation was done for The Sims 3's version of it. Although we got our first university expansion pack in The Sims 2, The Sims 2 version just felt like it took a little too long. If I remember correctly, it took like 5 days to finish the semester, and you really had to play it through until graduation before you could get back to playing your regular world. In The Sims 3, they really learned from this, and they shortened the time it takes to graduate from university. However, they also gave us a bunch of more options to customize how many credits one could take, and they didn't limit university to just young adults either. They allowed either adults, young adults, and elder Sims to graduate as well, which is something that I really loved and appreciated. Like many things in The Sims 4, I felt like the concept of university surpassed the actual execution and final product. For example, I really liked the different social groups, social clubs, careers, and different schools, and I genuinely enjoyed the theme that they were going with. I also liked how they set up the classes and the majors. Now, was it executed well? Not really, in my opinion, but I think that the concepts are certainly something that we can work off of and incorporate in Life by You's interpretation. Speaking of which, in the Life by You interpretation of university, I think that when it comes to the university itself, that it should offer players options on how their Life by You human characters can pursue a secondary education. And what I mean by this is that I think that players should have the option to build out a university in the town that they are directly playing in, or they could choose to send their Life by You human characters to a university town separated by a loading screen, or they could choose to have their Life by You human characters to enroll in a university online and pursue it there. That way, players can choose which way to pursue a post-secondary education best suits their playstyle and the town that they're playing in. Personally, I would try to build out a university in my own town, but that's just me. I also think that post-secondary education should be expanded upon beyond the standard university bachelor degree experience. Some ideas to expand upon this could include the introduction of trade schools and graduate schools. For example, I think it would be cool to include a post-secondary education that covers medical school and what it takes to pursue a doctorate or a master's degree. I would also think that it would make sense if universities and post-secondary schools had stricter educational requirements for students to enroll. In all of the previous university interpretations within The Sims, I felt that enrollment requirements were pretty much non-existent, and I would like to see enrollment requirements enforced for post-secondary educational institutions, or at least the option to determine what those requirements would be, unless of course the university is universal and publicly funded. I would also think that a university expansion pack in Life by You should include a degree creator tool as well, so that players can customize and implement their own degrees into the game and what benefits holding those degrees would have. One thing that has always bothered me about what The Sims did with their university expansion packs is that technically you didn't need a degree to climb the ladder of a career tree. Perhaps this is reminiscent of real life in some aspects for some careers, but a Sim could theoretically become a doctor without holding a degree, which I think is unrealistic. And so, in the Life by You interpretation of university, I would like to see certain promotions and/or career trees prevented from being granted until your Life by You human character actually holds a degree that makes sense for them to hold that career. I want to know what you think about Life by You becoming a franchise offering expansion packs. How would you like to see a Pets, Fame, and University expansion pack interpreted in the Life by You franchise? Is there some sort of gameplay feature that you feel is missing? How do you feel about adding in a load screen or the potential of doing that for future expansion packs? Or was there another interpretation that hasn't been done before with some of the ideas that I suggested here that you would like to see? Leave a comment below and let me know what you think. And until next time, I just want to thank you again for watching, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, then feel free to like and subscribe for more. Thank you again, and please enjoy the rest of your day.